Godzilla Minus Zero, the highly anticipated sequel to Godzilla Minus One, has been officially revealed. And already, the movie is surrounded in a cloud of mystery. We've all got a ton of questions about this movie, but one is looming over me more than the others at this point in time. Will Godzilla once again be the sole enemy and massive threat this time around? Or does destiny have his fate set in another direction? What's up everyone, Jacob here, hope you're doing well. To make the best guesstimate on Godzilla's attitude in Godzilla Minus Zero, we will look to the past, taking a 70-year-long trip back in time to the second ever Godzilla film, Godzilla Raids Again. This movie might just hint at the changes coming to Godzilla from last we saw him in Minus One to his inevitable rebirth in Minus Zero. But Godzilla's not going to come back if you 70%ers who have yet to subscribe to the channel don't stomp that subscribe button and hit the bell. Your move, everyone. But let's first retread where Godzilla was last we saw him in Godzilla Minus One. Well, here he is, just as heart remains. We know this take on Godzilla has some crazy regeneration skills, but being able to regenerate from nothing but a lone heart is some next level power. Back in 1955, when Godzilla Raids Again came out, Godzilla wasn't brought back from the dead. This was said to be another member of his species, different than the one killed by the Oxygen Destroyer. Which does the little stroke symbol in the title look like the Oxygen Destroyer to you or not here? Let me know what you think in the comments. We know that Mr. Wholesome himself, director Takashi Yamazaki, wanted Minus One to pay homage to the OG Godzilla, Gojira. So maybe his next movie will use Raids Again to influence Minus Zero. Chances seem likely there's gonna at least be some reflections of that 70-year-old movie in this modern-day Rampage, and my prediction is that Godzilla will be one of them. The theory sounds good in my head, and I'll tell you about something else that has a good sound. My Raycon Essential Open Earbuds. Big thanks to Raycon for working with us again and for sponsoring this video. You guys know it's that time of the year again. No, not just Godzilla's birthday, the holiday season is stomping in. And if you want to enjoy your favorite music or podcast, or you need help thinking of that perfect gift for someone you care about, and making sure you or that person doesn't get ran over by Santa's reindeer, all while getting a massive 30% off deal on all Raycon's products, you might just want to take advantage of this huge sale. What makes these Raycon Essential Open Earbuds unique are the way they sit outside of your ear canal. This actually allows you to simultaneously listen to whatever you got playing and everything else going on outside in the world. These earbuds can last for around 8 hours on their own, and then you could add another 36 hours worth of charge time with the case. Their lightweight design and secure fit, thanks to the multi-angular hook these Raycon earbuds have, make it to where you don't feel like there's a helmet on your head. And just like the big audio brands out there, these can connect to multiple devices and switch in and out between them with a few simple steps. Remember, these things are like half the price of standard high-quality earbuds these days, so you can save some money for the rest of the giving season. So join the 3 million other people who already have a pair of these earbuds. And if you don't like them, you still got that 30 days to return them and get your money back. I've had a good time using these things to run when I'm out in public or in the woods, so I can make sure I'm not getting stalked by animals or awkwardly running up on other people, and so far so good. Definitely helps there. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that whole span of holiday sale days are right around the corner, and all Raycon audio products are up to 30% off site-wide during this special sale. Everything from the earbuds we talked about to the other essentials and latest releases. This deal's a great opportunity to upgrade your sound or get ahead on your holiday shopping list. Just remember, this deal won't last forever, so don't procrastinate for too long or you might just miss out. You guys know what to do. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/DangervilleOpen to get 30% off during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That's buyraycon.com/DangervilleOpen, and you can get a pair of these earbuds for an even greater price and help the channel out. Thanks for listening, and thank you to Raycon. Now let's get back to the video. So back in 1954, Godzilla was chaos in its purest form, a beast created by the worst of mankind, now coming with ruthless intent. The individual who appeared in Raids Again didn't quite have his focus solely set on the destruction of humanity. He wasn't a hero by any means, and he wasn't even really neutral. But this Gojira still wasn't as hell-bent on destruction as the one who appeared 1 year earlier. Going back to modern times, Minus Goji will never be a hero. Let's get that out of the picture altogether. But if Takashi continues to use the original films for influence, Godzilla may return slightly less focused on teaching Japan and humanity overall a lesson. A lot of signs are pointing towards another kaiju being thrown in front of Godzilla's path of terror. The inclusion of a rival threat that causes Godzilla to put the death of mankind on the back burner for a bit. In Raids Again, this enemy and first ever monster introduced to the Godzilla franchise was Anguirus, one of my favorites. In this film, Anguirus and Godzilla are locked in combat from the very get-go, both monsters being awoken and created from all the recent atomic activity. Now they clash to see which would become the alpha monster of Earth. Their battle was one of the most gruesome in the entire franchise, and showed things that even these newer movies coming out are even too afraid of showing. Unless of course Takashi has something to say about that. Once Godzilla defeated Anguirus, this new individual continued on with his predecessor's mission: destroy mankind. And this leads right into a theory for Godzilla Minus Zero. After it appeared like Godzilla was no more, the world went relatively back to normal, or as normal as you could get with the knowledge that monsters exist. Godzilla slowly regenerated himself a body until he could yet again walk the earth. While there's been no confirmation of more monsters in the sequel exactly, Godzilla Minus Zero has a real good chance of introducing at least one more monster, I think. Will it be Anguirus though? Probably not. And some are thinking that the potential monster could be Hedorah, but as of now we have no clear evidence of that, only some speculative ideas based on the title logo, and from some things that Takashi has said in the past. Regardless of what this monster would be, there's one thing we know for sure: Godzilla will hate it and want it to stop living. In Minus Zero, if there is another monster, Godzilla's gonna focus on it before he turns his glare back on humanity. Now here's where a fun dynamic could come into the picture that would fit perfectly with Takashi's vision of a monsterscape world. Picture this: Godzilla and this mystery potential monster are locked in battle. Then explosions. A group of tanks blasted the other monster and gave Godzilla the advantage. You might think this would have Godzilla almost thankful towards the humans, so he turns at them and stares. For a moment, the soldiers think Godzilla will appreciate their help. Godzilla then abruptly turns away, and the soldiers cheer. Then suddenly, wham! Godzilla's tail comes crashing down directly on them, obliterating them all. This dynamic would allow for some great moments between Godzilla, the potential mystery monster, and the humans dealing with it all. Takashi Yamazaki wowed the world with his take on the people of Japan coming together to stop Godzilla, so just imagine what he could do with an idea something like this. Having Godzilla go from the only threat to being more of a passive problem in a much larger problem. Before, it was just the idea of sharing the planet with one monster, but now a world of beasts. It would be devastating to the people of this story. And if Minus Zero follows a similar story to Raids Again, then once Godzilla defeated the monster, which we know he will, come on, it's Godzilla we're talking about, that he will bring his attention back to the humans. And there's a good chance this time around that they might have to 100% kill Godzilla. And I plan on making a video on that, so give this video a like if you want more Minus Zero Godzilla. So the big G-Man in Minus Zero may not be as directly evil or dangerous this time around, at least not at first. But I also wouldn't hold your breath on him becoming an ally to mankind. At this point, it would just hurt the world Takashi has built, I think, and we already have the good guy version of the king in the Monsterverse. But to see Minus Goji have to actually fight a worthy, singular opponent, something of its level of badassery, is something I can't wait to see. This next take may be even more powerful and capable. Residents, I hope you enjoyed that video. Feel free to give the video a like if you feel like I earned it. Big thanks to Raycon yet again for sponsoring this video. And as always, this has been Jacob. I'll see you in the next one.